Hi, my name's Hazel, obviously, as you can see with my channel name. And it's been a little bit hard to believe, but today is a week since I got back home from Chicago for the Atlas Stationer's Sidewalk sale. So I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a reflection video, just kind of chat a little bit about it, show off my haul here in just a little bit over on my desk, and yeah, it was, first off, an incredible event. I had so much fun there, and yeah, I just really want to talk about it. I was hoping to do kind of more of a proper vlog with actual video there and chatting to Mike while I was there, but I was a little bit nervous about filming a bunch outside of like my private house and or the hotel or whatever. So I didn't end up doing too terribly much recording. I did take some videos, I did take some photos, so you'll be seeing some of those kind of throughout this. And I guess just kind of the other thing is, hopefully the audio's not too bad. I'm using a little bit of a different mic setup to my stand mic over here, so we might get a little bit more just noise from the street outside because it is a pretty busy street. But that being said, the sidewalk sale was August 14th and 15th, I believe it was. Yeah, yep, that's correct, 14th and 15th. So just a couple weeks ago. I ended up going down to Chicago August 12th, so a couple days before the sidewalk sale, taking the Amtrak, the train Frontier in the Twin Cities down to Chicago, which was so much fun. It was super busy though. There were obviously a lot of people on the train because it is such just kind of a cheap and efficient way of getting around. So that was a blast. I would highly recommend, if you do decide to take the train, consider getting a private room if you're so able to do so, because it is kind of nice to have that ability to have a little bit of a quiet space away from the rest of the folks on the train. But that being said, I spent most of my time in the kind of sightseeing car, which was super fun. The sights were incredible. The windows outside were huge. And yeah, it was just a really good time taking the train down to Chicago. We did get in a little bit late. Just mostly our arrival time was pretty much bang on 4:35 p.m. In Chicago, which is obviously rush hour. Huge amount of people moving around, trying to get back home, trying to get into the cities, all that sort of stuff. So we were a little bit delayed on that front, but overall, fantastic experience. I cannot recommend taking Amtrak enough if you do have the time and feel like doing so. Wednesday the 13th, just before the sidewalk sale, I ended up going to the Art Institute of Chicago, which was incredible. There was so much art, just from all over the world, different styles, different varieties of art. It was incredible. I spent pretty much the entire day there. The Art Institute opens at 11 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. I was there from 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So half an hour after open, half an hour before close. And yeah, it was fantastic. About the only thing that went wrong during the trip happened on that Wednesday, when I was trying my best to make my way through the public transit of Chicago. I got on a wrong bus because it said Museum Campus, and I was like, oh well, that's obviously going to take me by the Art Institute. Turns out Museum Campus is the Field Museum, so not quite the same thing, but I did manage to get closer to the Art Institute than when I got on the bus, so I will count that as a win. And from that moment on, I basically just walked around Chicago because my hotel was at most like 2 kilometers away from stuff, so it was really quick. It was like a half-hour walk from the museum back to the hotel, so no big deal. Thursday was the first day of the Sidewalk sale. So much fun. I managed to arrive at the Sidewalk sale just about 8:30 a.m. And there were already a lot of people there. Getting to see the vendors and the tents set up in the sidewalk and along the side of Lake Street was incredible. Just so many pens, so many vendors, so many other folks who were there for the Sidewalk sale, getting to see the wonderful Atlas staff moving around, even packing orders to be shipped out while the sale was going on was super cool. And inside Atlas itself was just as packed, if not more packed than outside at times. And there were a smaller number of vendors inside, but there were some really cool ones. There was Lamy, there was Noveler and Omos, there was Visconti, David Oscarson, Leuchtturm was there, Galen Leather, and then Kirk Spear and Matthew Chen, who were doing nib grinding, were both inside, which was amazing as well. And they were actually my first stop there. Once I did manage to arrive, I had a couple of appointments to get some nibs ground, to get some nibs tuned and worked on and stuff, which I was so thankful to finally have happen. I got 4 total pens ground. I got 2 just kind of tuning and going down a size and grinding, and then 2 that I went a little bit more crazy with. So I got the nib of my beloved Pelican M800 ground from a broad down to a medium and finally tuned so it writes wonderfully, which I'm so happy about. I got my Lamy Dialogue ground again from a broad to a medium and tuned, and then I had a Twisby Eco, which has Architect and a Noveler Horizon, I think is the model, with a cursive italic. So a whole bunch of fun, got to try out some new stuff, which was super cool. And after that, on Wednesday, went to a couple of the panels, the seminars, and did a couple meetups, met with some friends who I knew from online or also via pen paling, which was super nice. I really enjoyed getting to talk to folks and meeting people in person, which I think is a huge part of why the Sidewalk sale is such a big event. It's such a low pressure way of meeting friends who you may not have spoken to in person before. It's a wonderful way to make new friends, to meet other people who really enjoy this tiny little niche hobby that we have of fountain pens and using stationery and all that good stuff. I went to a seminar by Luxury Brands of America talking about pen distribution in the US, which was super interesting. We got to trace kind of the design of their special edition Platinum 3776, kind of through concept to when it was released earlier this year, which was really cool to see. Very interesting to learn about that. Kind of that entire behind the scenes stuff is very cool. After that, went to the AMA with the community titans, the community influencers. Brad from Pen Addict and Hemingway Jones were both there for the Sidewalk sale. It was wonderful to get to meet them. They're both super kind, very welcoming and warm to talk to. And it was nice just to actually get to talk to folks who may have an outsized presence in this community about their favorite pens, about what pens they enjoy and all that stuff. So I was a big fan of that. It was great getting to meet both of them as well. The AMA was super fun, and I kind of ended up Thursday with one pen purchase, which I will show you again a little bit later on. And yeah, that was the end of Thursday. It was pretty quiet in the way that it ended. Overall, aside from the nib grinding and picking up some notebooks for school and one pen, it was a fairly low-key day in terms of what I picked up. And yeah, Friday, was a little bit of a crazy day. Oh my gosh. I went slightly wild with what I purchased, which happens. It's okay. I'm so happy with what I managed to get, because a number of them were pens that I've been chasing or trying to find for a while. And the fact that I managed to track them down at the Sidewalk sale made me extremely thrilled. So yeah, those will be great. And also, it was even busier of a day than Thursday was. So there were more people in the store, more people on the sidewalk. It was just absolutely wild. It was so much fun though, so that was really, really cool. I ended up picking up, I believe, 4 pens on Friday, some inks, some highlighters for school, a tote bag, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed getting a nice Atlas Stationer's tote bag, and then managed to win some custom engraved Atlas glasses from the AMA seminar that I went to with the Atlas Bros, who had some hilarious stories, super funny. I believe that AMA and the influencer AMA are up on the Atlas Stationer's YouTube. After leaving Friday, Saturday was a bit quieter. Went to the Museum of Contemporary Art, which was a lot of fun. I really loved getting to see how art and its definition is being pushed as we go. Just kind of different styles of art, different ways of exploring our humanity through art. That was super fun. It's very much a smaller museum, so I didn't spend quite as much time there as I did at the Institute of Art, which is huge. And then Saturday afternoon / night, I basically went back to the hotel and had a really lazy day, which I really needed and appreciated. And then Sunday was my trip back home, back here to the Twin Cities. Left the hotel just before 11, got to the train station, and the train was leaving about 3 p.m. I made the decision to get myself a nice private cabin for the train ride home, which was a little bit pricey, so if you do that, then beware of just kind of the price of it. But I will say it was really nice getting to spend that time away from crowds and just kind of be able to relax and breathe and have a little bit of a quieter place. And yeah, that was pretty much my trip down to Chicago. So much fun at the Sidewalk sale. I cannot overemphasize how great everyone at Atlas, everyone who I met, who I knew from online or via pen paling were. I cannot overstate how nice all of the influencers were and all of the vendors as well. So I'm definitely going to be back next year. I'll do a proper vlog, taking video while I'm there, chatting away to the mic while I'm there. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I believe with that, let's jump on over to my desk so that I can start to show off my haul, if that works. Well, I'm now over here at my desk with my computer, just kind of here to show off some of the hauls. Like I believe I mentioned a little bit earlier, this isn't going to include the Zebra Mildliner highlighters that I picked up, as well as the Maramon Yosemite notebooks, because those are fairly standard. They look like Zebra Mildliner highlighters and Maramon Yosemite notebooks. So the pens at least have kind of been divided between days, between Thursday and Friday. And then I have a couple other things up here that I think might be a bit off camera at the moment, but I'll be showing off. And I know it looks like a lot, but there is kind of a method to my madness, and Thursday was definitely quieter in terms of pens, and you'll realize why momentarily. To start off with, Atlas Sidewalk sale was Thursday and Friday, the 14th and the 15th, I believe the days were, if I recall correctly. So to start off with, on Thursday, August 14th, I purchased 1 pen, technically 2, I guess, and got some nibs ground for the other ones. So to start off with, this is kind of the stack of pens that were dealt with Thursday. So the one pen that I purchased was a Lamy 2000. It's very much a pen that I was not expecting to ever pick up. It's a pen that I've kind of been not really wanting for the longest time, and then this past month, this past August, all of a sudden I've been a little bit like, I kind of want a Lamy 2000. I really want a Lamy 2000, and I went to the Sidewalk sale and tested it out, and it wrote really well. I really loved how it felt in the hands, and I got a pretty good deal on it, obviously being at the sale, so I decided to pick one up. This is a little bit out of the ordinary in that it's a fine nib, fine gold, I believe a 14 karat gold nib with the piston fill. We have the ink window there. I did a very, very short little review on the train home of it, which I should actually probably put up on YouTube as well. I should really do that. Anyway, where I mentioned that the ink view window is beautiful. It's utterly useless though. You cannot really see more than just an approximation of how much ink you have. I do love the fit and finishless pen though. The piston fill cap is nearly invisible from the rest of the pen unless you really know what you're looking for. So this is a pen that I've already really grown to enjoy. It's going to be one of the pens that I'll be bringing to school, and I'm sure I'll be doing a video on what I bring to university with me a little bit later once we do obviously get to the start of the school year. With the Lamy 2000, I got a gift of the Lamy Safari. So this is a just a regular blue Lamy Safari with, I believe, an extra fine nib. I will fully admit I've used it a little bit. It's not really my style, to be quite honest, but it's interesting to try out, and I'm sure I can do a video with these two Lamys and contrasting them to one of the pens that I got nib work done, which is the Lamy Dialogue. This is a pen that I really, really love. I love how unique it is with its nib extending design. It's very much a retractable pen in kind of a unique area of the market, whereas we have the Pilot Vanishing Point, the Pilot Capless LS, the Novelar Eclipse, the Platinum Kuridos, which all have a very traditional kind of click extender. This is such a unique design that I really love it. This was worked on by Matthew Chen, and I got the broad gold nib, I believe 14 karat nib ground down to a medium and tuned. So this is one of the pens that I got nib work on. Just a regular grind, just a regular tune, nothing too out of the ordinary with that. Next to it is another pen that I got tuned. This is my beloved Pelikan M800. This was a graduation gift from my family, so I adore this pen. And I had Kirk Spear do again a size down, so grinding it from a broad down to a medium, doing some tuning because this was very much a pen that had a sweet spot. It hard started, it probably had some baby's bottom, so getting this to write properly is really, really something that I was very, very happy to have happen. And this is going to be another pen that I'm going to be bringing to school with me, so you're getting a little bit of a sneak preview. On to kind of the more out there grinds. On my TWSBI Eco, again with a broad nib, I got an Architect grind done. It's something that I've really enjoyed riding with. It's such a unique grind compared to just a regular nib, so I've really, really enjoyed it. It puts down a lot of ink, which is also something that I really enjoy. And finally, on my Novelar Horizon, I went from a broad to a cursive italic, which has been a bunch of fun. The cursive italic and the Architect are probably not pens that I'm going to be keeping inked up all the time, but it's been very, very fun to try out, and I've really enjoyed how they've written. And that was pretty much it for Thursday. That's all that I got, all that I bought, all that I was given as a gift, all that I got ground, so not too terribly much. Friday's where I went a little bit crazy. To start off with, Friday, I picked up a Galen Letter 3 pen case. It's absolutely stunning. Holds 3 pens. The Pilot Custom 823 is about the biggest pen that I would actually put in here. So there's probably not going to be any Visconti Homo sapiens, no Blanc 149s, Pelican M1000s, anything like that. It's going to be the PC 823, the M800, and the Lamy 2K that are going to be going in here. And this will be the pen case that I'll be taking to school with me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it wears over time, getting to see kind of the aging of the leather, because it is such a beautiful finish and it is designed to wear over time. So this was such a big thing that I wanted to purchase, and I'm really happy that it turned out so well. Onto the inks that I picked up while I was in Chicago. I got 1 ink from Dominant Industry, 1 from Diamine, and 2 from Le Bon. So from Dominant Industry, I got from the Painter series, I got Le Moon, which felt very kind of necessary, given that I do tend to go by the name Moon Lover online. I felt, oh wait, I should probably have an ink that's related to the moon, and this is one that I've seen online and I've really wanted in the past, and I'm thrilled that I have it now. From Diamine, I picked up a new bottle of Diamine Oxford Blue. This is a blue that I've had in the past and run out of, so I'm very happy again to have another one. And you might also be noticing kind of a running theme in the types of colors that I get. I really do love my blues, and having multiple different styles of blue and types of blue is really something that I enjoy doing. And finally, in terms of the ink, from Le Bon, I picked up 2 inks from their Greek mythology series. I grabbed Athena Grey and Artemis Navy Blue. Yet another blue, had to do it. Actually, Artemis Navy Blue is the very first bottle of ink that I ever bought, was Artemis Navy Blue, and I went through that and loved it a lot, so needed to get another bottle of it. And Athena Grey, I actually haven't tried before, but I'm very excited to do so. I love that it's tied to Athena, so I had to pick it up, had to make sure that I had it. Can I just say, as much as I love Diamine's boxes and Dominant Industry and everything, these boxes are probably some of the nicest looking. I love how they have the design of the god or goddess for each of these inks outlined in the gold. We have the name up here. We have more designs on both the sides, trees and stars for Artemis, and then on the back there's a little bit of like a quote or a poem related to it. So for Artemis, we have animals in the forest hide under the moonlight, pure and elegant in the darkest night. And I think that's just such a fun way of tying mythology and these stories and histories into these inks, and I just have to give top marks to Le Bon for that. That was amazing. As far as the pens I picked up Friday, let's start over here on the right. I grabbed myself a little Kaweco Art Sport. This is the Art Sport in Terrazzo, and I got this with an extra fine nib. I have had Kaweco extra fine nibs in the past, and they are the only extra fine nibs that I use. I find them so much smoother than any other extra fine. Lamy, I had a Esterbrook extra fine, and Kaweco is the only one that I do have. However, at some point I will probably switch this out with a Kaweco medium nib, because I haven't tried any of theirs yet, and I'm quite excited for that day, so that I can try something new. I just love this resin. It's so pretty. It very much looks better under the sun than just under artificial light setup like I have here. Just all the different colors tying together. We have the kind of white cream in the background. We have the gold and the dark red. We have the blue. It's a very elegant pen, and I really love how it looks. Next up, we have quite an interesting looking pen. It's a triangular shaped pen. This is the Pennider Modern Times, or Tempi Moderni. And this is very much an homage to a really famous pen called the Omos 360. It's kind of in that same triangular design. This is a pen that I've had my eye out looking for quite some time. I think I've been looking for it for the better part of a year and a half at this point, almost since I started in the hobby, and I finally managed to get it. This one comes with a Peniter medium nib. It's a steel nib in that black trim, just like the rest of the trim. It's quite a nice writer. It's quite comfortable in the hands. I will say the nib is a little bit dry, so I'll probably need to get that adjusted so that it is a bit wetter. Part of it could be the ink might be a little bit dry that I have in here, so I might need to try something a bit wetter like a Pilot Iroshizuku ink, but we'll kind of switch that out and see what happens. I do find it interesting. It's a captive converter, so this is the fill knob back here, and rather than a regular piston feed like the Lamy 2000 or the Eco or the Noveler or the Pelican, it's an actual like physical converter style in here, which I find really interesting. I do also find the fact that the pins for the clip are visible. That's quite a unique design choice. I don't quite know how I feel about it, but at least it's something else that marks this as a pen that's not typically seen that often. So I will say as well, the magnets for holding the cap on, so satisfying to open and close. It's just okay. I'm gonna stop doing that before I get too carried away. Next up, we have from the wonderful folks over at Omos. This is an Omos Bologna in the Galaxy resin. I know that there's a name in Italian. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I would be so bad at it. And this is another pen, much like the Kaweco Art Sport Terrazzo, that really shines under the sunlight. There's so many complex colors in here, and there's areas where there's almost a little bit of, I'd say, kind of transparency. So if you get the cap partway off, then you can see the nib through the cap, which I find fantastic. This one is using the ruthenium, so kind of the dark gray, the black trim with a gold nib and a wonderful ebonite feed. This is my second Omos. I'm such a big fan of the new Omos company. I'm such a big fan of Omos Jiva and now the Bologna. I think they're wonderful writers, and I'm super thrilled to have this. This one is also a medium trim because that was all that was in stock. But that being said, I couldn't be happier with this. This was kind of the most expensive of the purchases I made. Individually, this was about a $400 pen when I picked it up at the Sidewalk sale. So it is quite a bit of money for a pen that is fairly similar to an Omos Jiva that I already have, but I do love this resin. I do think it's such a unique design to the resin, and it's so elegant under the sun that I had to pick it up. And last but not least is this quite unique looking pen. This is from the wonderful German company Diplomat, and this was the final pen purchase that I made all week. This is the Diplomat XO, and as you can see, the cap is absolutely massive. It is almost as long as the entire pen body itself. This is a pen that I saw online at the beginning of this year for sale over at Appelboom, and I've been trying to track one down ever since, just because I really love how unique it is, and I love the fit and finish of this red lacquer is super pretty. It's wonderful in person. I love all the gold trim on this band here. We have my fingerprints, and then right out the back it is numbered because it's a limited edition of 265. This is number 181 of 265, and I think that this is just such a unique pen, this is a centerpiece pen. Very much, this is a pen that lives on the desk of a CEO or someone like that, and they only use it to sign contracts when there's cameras around. So I will say kind of the two slight things that I'm maybe not the most thrilled about is this is a steel nib. I would have preferred a gold nib, but it kind of is what it is. It's so well tuned as a steel nib that I can't complain too much. And this is a pen that I got a wonderful deal on. They're going for 400 typically. They were going for 400 typically, but because there were only 2 left at Atlas at the time of me purchasing, I got this for an absolute steal. I got it for almost half price. So yeah, I cannot complain at all about that. And this is a pen that's very much in my rotation right now. I use it a whole bunch. And though I'm not going to bring it to school, definitely one that's going to be filled up during the school year. Definitely one that's going to be filled up during the school year. Probably needs a little bit of nib tuning, but will be filled up during the school year. Yes, once I get a medium nib for it, that will also be filled up during the school year. So some amazing finds during the Sidewalk sale. And overall, like I said in the first part of this, I had such a blast. I met so many cool people. I got to talk to so many folks. I got to spend so much time just kind of interacting with other folks in the fountain pen hobby that I cannot overemphasize just how good of an experience this was. And I believe that is it from me. I will be doing my best to going back to the kind of schedule that I laid out in my introduction video of a video every 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. I have an idea for a video that will be coming out the Wednesday, September 3rd. So I hope to get that done because my semester starts Tuesday the 2nd, and I should have a video done for the 3rd. So that there should be something going up there. There should hopefully be something going up 2 weeks after that. And then I have an idea for a video that I want to do specifically on the Diplomat XO here. That should also be coming at some point. And beyond that, we're just kind of gonna go with what I can. And yeah, I believe that's it. If you did like it, feel free to subscribe or like if you do want to. If you didn't like it, feel free to comment down below. Tell me why you didn't. Apologies that I didn't quite vlog the entire thing as much as I wanted to. And with that, I have a couple friends who also have YouTube channels. I have their channels down below. Go check them out. I also have the Atlas Stationers YouTube channel linked down below as well. So that is it from me, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for looking at how crazy I went at the Sidewalk sale, and until next time, take care.